Hello, hello all. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining the Chevening webinar, Goes Live to Timor-Leste. Um, I would like to ask you to use the Q&A feature on Zoom, and also we have a polls that you can try to click on it, so then we can share the result later on. We will waiting for more attendees to coming in. So please make sure to sit back, relax, and enjoy the Chevening webinar today. Thank you.
How's that, Rara?
Nick, can you hear me?
Yes, we can, but
I think maybe Nick has a problem.
we can start in 2 minutes.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
But it keeps disappearing. When will we start, Naras?
In 1 minute, Pak Nick.
Okay.
We're still waiting for more attendees to join in.
Is Rowena still on the line?
Yes, I'm still on the line.
Rowena, which of the slides you'd like me to cover today? I know it's number 1 to number 4.
Yeah.
And then which ones after that?
7 to 15.
Yeah.
And 18 and 19.
Okay, great.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, I think we can start now. So again, thank you very much, everyone, for joining in into our Chevening webinar, Goes Live to Timor-Leste. I would like to say hi to some of our Timorese alumni who already joined us here. And we would like to start this webinar without further ado and giving the opening speech for our head of scholarship to Timor-Leste, Mr. Nick Faulkner. The virtual stage is yours.
Thank you, Naras. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Chevening Goes Live to Timor-Leste. Thank you for joining us for the event today. I'd like to welcome our distinguished speakers to the event as well. We're going to hear some more from them towards the second half of the event. They'll be sharing their experiences of the Chevening program and how things were for them while they were studying a master's degree in the UK. Firstly, just to give an overview of the Chevening Scholarship Programme, it's the UK government's #1 scholarship programme, the flagship programme. It was created in 1983, and every year the programme awards more than 1,500 scholarships to scholars from over 160 countries around the world. It offers a fully funded master's degree at any university within the UK's world-class education system. Now, the aim of Chevening is to identify future leaders, opinion formers, influencers. It's about finding people that are going to work to create positive change in their country or on regional or global issues. It's not only limited to political and business issues, although of course they're very important. But it's about trying to find a diverse range of talent. So that might be artists, designers, writers, environmentalists, and so on, the whole spectrum of society. And there are now more than 50,000 alumni worldwide, and extraordinarily, I think, more than 50 in Timor-Leste, which, considering the age of the country, one of the youngest countries in the world, I think is a fantastic development and testament to the fact that the UK sees Timor-Leste as a global partner moving forward, and the UK is committed to its relationship with Timor-Leste, and we think that's very important. And we're proud of the success that the Chevening program has had so far in Timor-Leste, and the way that its alumni have managed to secure very senior positions and become influential, prominent people across Timorese society. We'll talk some more about that through the slideshow that Rowena and I will deliver to you. But I just thought I'd share with you what it is that myself and the rest of the Chevening team look for when we're assessing Chevening candidates. And that is that, first of all, we're looking for someone who's passionate. We want to find people that are passionate about their chosen field. We look for creativity. We want to find people that have got the vision to bring their ideas to life. And we do look for leadership. So that's about people being a force for good, people with the ability to influence others. Now the application window is open now, and I would encourage you to apply if you think that you fit the bill as to what we're looking for. Do remember that diversity is at Chevening's heart. We're looking for people with all kinds of talent from all kinds of background. Don't feel pigeonholed or anything. We're looking for skills from across the whole spectrum of society. I think I'll leave it at that for now. Thank you for your time. We'll begin the slideshow very shortly. I'll just hand back to Raras for now.
Okay, thank you so much, Pak Nick, for the beautiful opening speech. I think we will move forward to the presentation of what Chevening Scholarship is, the requirements, the benefits, and all that. And for that reason, I would hand over back to Nick Faulkner and also my colleague, Ibu Rowena Rompas, as a Chevening Scholarship and Alumni Coordinator. To Ibu Rowena and Pak Nick, the stage is yours. Thank you.
Thanks again, Raras. Is Rowena there?
Nick, your turn. The first until fourth
Okay.
slide.
Thanks, Rowena. So let me just remove some of the dialog boxes that have appeared on my screen. So, yeah, slide one here. What are Chevening scholarships? As I explained already, Chevening's the UK government's flagship scholarship program. It's funded by the Foreign, Commonwealth and Development Office, which is a entirely new organisation, which is the amalgamation of the former FCO, the Foreign and Commonwealth Office, and what was our Department for International Development. So we've merged our skills into one now. And again, yeah, there you have the confirmation. Scholars are invited from over 160 countries around the world to do this one-year master's degree at any UK university. So this slide speaks to what I've already described in when I spoke earlier, and the types of qualities that we look for when we're assessing a good Chevening candidate. It's key that scholars are ambitious. You know, we're looking for people that when they return to their home country, you know, their ambition is to create positive change where they come from. So that person was, because they need to compete in the UK's world-class education system, they're going to need a strong academic background, and strong interpersonal skills is all about the networking opportunities that are available through Chevening. As I said earlier, there are more than 50,000 alumni worldwide. So when you go to the UK, you're going to be mixing with all types of Chevening scholars from around the world, but also students that are in the UK that are not on the Chevening scholarship. There are hundreds of thousands of international students in the UK, and you'll be making friends for life, contacts for life, people that you're going to rely on in the future, short, medium, and long term. And networking is a key part of what Chevening is all about. So here's the eligibility criteria. So you need to be from a Chevening eligible country, which Timor-Leste absolutely is one. You need to have already achieved an undergraduate degree before you can go to the UK to do a master's. You're also required to have worked either part-time or full-time, usually the equivalent to 2 years full-time work. And you can't previously have received a grant to study in the UK before, if you want to apply for Achievement Scholarship.
Okay, thank you, Nick. I will continue. So what Nick mentioned is the requirement, the eligibility until the closing of the Chevening application on the 3rd of November. And after that, the candidate must need to require an unconditional offer from the UK university as a when applicant would like to apply Chevening scholarship, they also have to do a research, meaning that they have to choose 3 courses and 3 university all over the UK, and then put the 3 course choices into the application. And also, the unconditional offer, we call like a letter of acceptance, should be made next July 2021. So meaning that the applicant should also have a standard of English requirement that the university required, because some university require different of English capability. You can see on the screen, sometimes they need IELTS 6.5, like a standard requirement, or TOEFL IBT 79, or Pearson, or Cambridge English Advanced. And starting this year, the Chevening Secretariat doesn't ask for the English requirement, but the UK universities will require a certain level of English. So please contact your university, or you can see on the university website about the English language requirement. Okay, next slide. And then what does the Chevening scholarship cover? This scholarship is a fully covered, fully funded, but only, I think if you see on the screen, for the MBA, there is a fee cap up to 18,000 for MBA, but for MSc, MA, and other degree, I mean master degree, Chevening scholarship will cover, and also will cover the living allowance for 12 months, 1 year in the student in the UK, only for the awardee, and also return economic flight from Delhi to the UK, and also there will be an additional grant to cover essential expenditure like rifle allowance, travel events, if there is an event in the London for non-Londoners. For example, if you study in the Birmingham or in Edinburgh or Stirling, and then there is an event in London, hopefully in the future, so you can get an additional grant to cover the essential expenditure. And also we cover the tier 4 visa and also international health insurance. And we also cover for the TB test. And what else? We cover the Chevening scholarship. For the next slide. Yeah, I will hand it over to Nick, because this is a important part of networking as well during the time in the UK.
Yeah, that's right, Rowana. Thank you. As I said earlier, networking ability is key to being a good Chevening scholar, and the Chevening Secretariat in London would host all sorts of events around the country that it would invite the Chevening scholars to. These aren't the same every year. They'll change it up and invent new events to host and return to some old favourites as well from time to time, such as the Burns Night in Scotland, which is a fantastic experience for people from around the world to enjoy. There'd also be more formal working events, such as the roundtable policy discussion, or going to a place such as Wilton Park, which hosts lots of think tanks and that type of event. Chevening itself would invite scholars. Just go back a second there, Radas, to events at its building in the countryside. Yeah, leadership retreats at Cumberland Lodge. Sorry, Radas, I thought I'd missed one at the bottom there. It was just that reference to Cumberland Lodge. So yeah, in recent years, you can see these are all around the country. Bristol in the southwest, Cambridge, which is quite central, Durham, right up in the northeast, Manchester, which now is the home of the BBC, hosts media training. It'll often do internships there as well. And of course the Chevening Talks in London. There'll be several events in London, as Rowana described earlier. The costs of travelling to these events would be met by the Chevening Secretariat. So yeah, another part of the fun. It's what we're trying to give to scholars that are in the UK. We want people to enjoy the experience. We want people to enjoy the best of what the UK has to offer. It's things that there are to do culturally and socially. 10 Downing Street, one of the most famous addresses in the world, of course. Scottish Parliament. There are also parliaments in Cardiff and in Belfast. Stonehenge, which is a magnificent cultural site. The Baths in Rome as well. Very, very disappointed to see that Manchester City have been excluded from that list there. I must have a word with the person that made these slides. Clearly a bit of a football dinosaur, including only the likes of United, Liverpool and Tottenham. Harry Potter always popular with scholars from around the world. And you know, if you're feeling physical, get up Mount Snowdon. Quite a challenge for scholars. Yeah, you'll be invited to do internships, not necessarily at the BBC, but that's one example. There are volunteering opportunities with NGOs. There are people that I've worked with at Amnesty International, for example, that work with Amnesty in London on a volunteer basis whilst Chevening scholars. Lots of examples of other different events that you can see there on the slide. Yeah, this harks back as well to what I said earlier. Created, how long ago is that now? Nearly 40 years ago now, 37 years ago. An incredible network to be a part of, more than 50,000 worldwide. I'm based in Indonesia, in Jakarta at the moment. I know the Indonesian Alumni Network is more than 1,800 at the moment. And I think it's very important that we develop good, functioning, connected, coordinated alumni network with our friends in Timor-Leste. Here we go. Some great examples of Chevening alumni that have gone on to occupy high office, you know, prominent officials at a very, very senior level. I'm not sure, Rowena, that my pronunciation skills are up to this.
I think the Timorese
I think our audience is able to
yes.
read that for themselves, though. But it was extraordinary as well recently, wasn't it, Rowena, that one of our scholars who was successful in the 2018-2019 program couldn't actually see out their Chevening scholarship, because after they'd arrived in the UK, they were then appointed to be the Timor-Leste ambassador to the UK. That's how fast Chevening works. And I noted the other day, we were sent a video by the new Timor-Leste ambassador to Cambodia, right?
Cambodia, yes, the last one.
Sent a video of the Cambodian president, yeah?
Yes.
So, you know, it's been extraordinarily successful in its short time.
Yeah, sure. Okay, can I continue about the timeline? Yeah, so the Chevening Scholarship opens on 3rd of September until the 3rd of November. The application will be closed on 12 GMT. Maybe if we counted to the Timorese or daily time, maybe around 9 o'clock in the evening. But I would like to suggest, please don't submit application during the deadline, at least a week before or 3 days before the application close, so to avoid the heavy of the server. And otherwise,
there's a lot of traffic at the end of the application window, and the server's been known to crash. So if you can do it before the 3rd of November, I would advise you to do that.
Yeah, thank you, Nick. And then after the 3rd of November, the Independent Reading Committee will access all the application, and the Chevening Secretariat will give us the long list in January, and we will make it in February, the shortlisted. And in February, all the shortlisted applicants will be notified and invited to the interview. And hopefully we can also come again to Delhi for the
Yeah.
interview, like we did this year.
So
Before,
yeah, we did that in
yeah,
February this year, didn't we? Always
in
pleasure to
March.
go to Delhi
Yeah,
for a couple of days. Hope we get
yes,
to do that
exactly.
again next year.
Yeah, hopefully we can. Yeah. Okay. Next slide. So the interview period will be March to May 2021, but usually we go to Delhi in March, hopefully, and then the announcement of interview result will be in June, and as I mentioned earlier, 15th of July is the time for send the unconditional offer of the letter of acceptance of the from the UK universities. Uh, as I mentioned earlier, that all applicants must select 3 universities and try to do parallel during the application. So you submit the application and also send the application to the UK universities to avoid, the delay to get the unconditional offer. And then, of course, if you want to get unconditional offer, meaning that applicant must have meet English requirement that UK universities ask to fulfill. And then before applicant, the successful applicant going to the UK, we will having a pre-departure briefing in August. And then our ambassador will be hosted and deliver a speech to say safe and also enjoy studying in the UK, experience studying and living there. And the course usually start in September or October, but now sometimes there is a delay until early November. So the successful applicant will be arrive in the UK to start that early year around September to November. This is the overall timeline. And then maybe I can give it to you again, Nick, about
Sure.
the,
Yeah. Thanks, Rowena.
yeah.
So again, big numbers. It's a very challenging program. It's a very competitive program. 1,500 scholarships around the world, but there will be a lot of applications for those places. Yeah, and clearly self-explanatory. The window's open now and it closes 3rd of November. But as I said earlier, I'd advise you to get the application in before the 3rd of November, just to avoid any catastrophes on the final day, because there is a large amount of traffic going through the server on the final day. Please, for more information, do visit the website there.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Nick. So on the application form, there are 4 questions that applicant should fill in, like an essay. So it's about leadership and influencing. It's about networking, study in UK, and career development. So all applicants must fill in all the 4 questions with their own experiences. So on the next slide, you can see, what is exactly your, your experience to be a leadership, and also to write a successful Chevening application or a personal statement. You need to answer why you need to study master in the UK, and also research university that you are interested in. As I mentioned before, maybe you can find out the course through the website of Chevening that Nick already mentioned, and what is the requirement and how to be eligible. And then if you can answer all those questions, and then start applying now, because you can at least you you start applying with setting up account, and then because the Chevening application you can save, I mean not just one and go, but you can save, and every day until a week before the 3rd of November, uh, you can also read, and then maybe you want to add something that you feel that you want to add. There is still a lot of time to do. And then you have to avoid some uh, something that for example on the screen uh, you can do a straightforward answer, meaning that not flowery wording, and use the star method. So you can see your situation, your task or your role now, the action, and what is the result. And also be confident and honest when you write your application, and you can ask for second opinion of proofreads from your colleague, or even I think there is a lot of uh, alumni in Delhi. Uh, then you can contact them, and ask for a proofread, and I think the alumni can help you. And the next slide, please don't copy your essay. For example, if you have a friend who already applied for this chevening, and then you just copy it into your application. So please don't do it, because the chevening application has a software to identify if it is a plagiarism, or you copy for chevening applicant before. And please write the essay, the 4 questions that you have to write, at least less than 100 words, or up to 500 words. And then please not lying and answering the question. There is how you write a successful chevening application. I think it is this is the tips. And also the social media, you can follow our social media. And the other thing that important is reference letter. So please contact your referee, the 2 referee. You can also ask from academic and also from professional. I think this is our tips for all of participants, and hopefully you can start applying. Please do applying starting from today after this section. Thank you. And I think I've give it back to Raras for the alumni sharing session. Thank
Okay,
you all.
thank you. Thank you very much, Nick and Rowena, for delivering the presentation. Feel free, everyone on the Zoom and also on YouTube, if you would like to ask questions about the Chevening application, the requirements, and all that, you can type in on the chat room and also on the comment section. Um, we will soon join with the alumni from Timor-Leste, but I just would like to remind you that we have a polling that you can click, so we can know what level of knowledge that you know about Chevening scholarship. And I think without further ado, I will introduce you to our alumni. I think the Chevening alumni, if you could please turn on your video. I would like to say hi first to Billy Abilio de Araujo. If you're there, could you turn on your video and say hi to everyone? Hello, Billy. Hello, Billy. I think you're still on mute.
Hi,
Hello,
good afternoon,
Billy.
everyone. Sorry.
Hello. Billy is our Chevening alumni from 2012 to 2013. So he graduated from the MSc Educational Leadership, Policy and Development from the University of Bristol back in 2013. And Billy is now working as a capacity development advisor and acting deputy team leader for partnership to strengthen village development and municipal administration, or Participa program, which is a Australian government funded program, right, Billy?
Yes.
And also I would like to greet Didina Coelho de Silva. Hello, Didina. Didina, are you there?
Hello, good afternoon, everyone.
Hello. Yes, we can see you now. Didina is
Hi, good
our
afternoon, everyone.
hello. Didina is our Chevening alumni 2018-2019, where she graduated as a Master of Laws, or LLM, in the International Law at the University of College London, UCL. During study, Didina is very active also in the university. Didina is now working at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Cooperation of Timor-Leste, and currently in charge for the Directorate for the United Nations organizations, and also serves as the Policy Officer for Human Rights at the same Directorate. Thank you, Didina and Willy, for joining in. I also want to greet Joe Monteiro. Hi, Joe. You there?
Hello.
Hi, Joe. Yes, we can hear you. Hi, Joe. So Joe is our Chevening alumni in 2016, 2017, also taking LLM in the International Tax Law at the London School of Economics and Political Science, or we usually know as LSE. And Joe is now working as a public finance legal advisor at the Office of the Minister of Finance in Timor-Leste, in which Joe also works very heavily on the tax and fiscal laws and policies. So thank you for joining in, Joe. The last one is a very recently returned scholar. He actually still in the quarantine period. Hello, Pinto. Lorenzo Pinto. Hi.
Hello, everyone.
I think you can kind of see he's still having a jet lag, and also still in the quarantine at the one of the hotel in Timor-Leste. Yeah. So hello, Pinto. So Pinto is he just recently back from UK, taking your MSc in, or in at the International Accounting and Finance from Chevening University, correct?
Correct.
Yes. Okay, everyone. So we are going to wait for if anyone wants to ask questions for the alumni. But here I also have questions for all of them. First of all, can I ask you, do you still remember what was the main reason you decided to study master in the UK in that university and at that course, and also why you chose Chevening scholarship as a vehicle to study in the UK? Maybe I can ask Didina first.
Hi, good afternoon. Can everyone hear me?
Yes, we can.
So the reason why I decided to study in the UK was because the specialization that I would like to pursue is not offered by many countries. And having done my research, I know that the UK is one of the countries that is well known to offer these specializations. In addition to that, the university that I applied to, the University College London, is also one of the best university in the UK and in the world, which offer the course. And I did some research before I go. I know what are the courses that I want to take during my LLM, and this university is like one of those that offer most of the courses that I would like to study. And that's the reason why I chose to study in the UK and that particular university. The reason why I chose to apply for Chevening is also first, it's like one of the best scholarship to study in the UK. It provides a full ride scholarship for like those eligible to study in the UK, and also the networking opportunity that I know Chevening has to offer. So not only studying and studying alone there in your university, you also will have the opportunity to connect with other Chevening scholars, and also have the opportunity to participate in many of the events organized by Chevening. As a matter of fact, I had the opportunity to participate in the Chatham House convention that was a partner of Chevening, and that was a very good opportunity because you had to meet different people who are prominent in the respective areas. Thank you, Raras. That will be all from me.
Thank you, Dina. Wow, that was really already full explanation there. But I also would like to ask Joe, if Joe is still Joe. Hi, Joe. Could you explain your experience on that?
Hello.
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 Yes, we can hear you.
Can you hear me? Okay. Um. Hello.
Hi, Joe. Hi,
Okay.
Joe.
What was the last question again? Sorry.
Could you share to us your experience, why you decided to choose to study in the UK, and why also decide Chevening is your vehicle to do that?
That's a very interesting question. Thank you, Raras. Um, that's a very common question, I would say, by many Timorese students or Timorese who are interested to study in the UK. And for me, I have some similarities to that of Didina, what Didina has just mentioned. One of the very main reasons why I decided to study in the UK is because of the course that I wanted to do and the university that I wanted to study were the two very fundamental reasons why I decided to study in the UK. And obviously, Chevening Scholarship is like, as mentioned by Nick, it's a UK flagship scholarship, fully funded. Uh, so who doesn't want to go for a scholarship that is fully funded, where you study and you don't have to bother yourself with the economic hardship? So it was such a great opportunity for me to go and pursue my master's at the London School of Economics and Political Science, specialized in taxation, international taxation, where I was fortunately uh, enough and privileged at the same time to have met some of the most influential and outward-looking individuals from so many different countries. At least in my experience, I had the opportunity of meeting like Chevening scholars from over at least nearly 100 country, I would say. And the LSE, for example, in my time, we had 160, over 160 Chevening scholars coming from nearly all territories, countries around the world. So for me, that was really a great opportunity for me to not only be benefited by the UK's academic excellence, but also socially connected with other Chevening scholars, as rightly mentioned by Didina.
Okay, thank you very much, Joe, for that sharing.
Pretty much that's all.
Yeah. Oh yeah, feel free if alumni wants to also talk in that Zoom, because I think most of our participant might also benefit from that. And really feel free. So can I ask Billy now? Going over to Billy. Hi, Billy. Could you
Hi, Raras.
tell us your experience?
Well, I thank you very much, Raras. I think it was a privilege for having me in this, and I would like to share some of my experience back in 2012 and 13. I have to say that I got 3 scholarships at that year, one from Fulbright, one from Chevening, and one from New Zealand. But then I decided to take the Chevening scholarship because I did a little bit of research and I found out that Chevening is one of the prestigious scholarship, and it's offer 1-year course, where at that moment I had just started my family and I work, and I thought that it would be best for me to just do one-year course, and then I can come back and straight away join my family. That's my first reason, and I decided to apply for I chose Bristol University because of the course, and I look at the course outline, and I was interested on the context because look at the small state issues, and my course was in educational leadership policy and development, but I focus on quality assurance for higher education in a small state. And one of the professor who was my supervisor at that university, he encouraged me a lot, and he wrote a lot of books. And one of the case he took about Timor-Leste, and that was something that inspired me at that moment to decide to take pursue my master in the Bristol University. Besides, I think Chevening also organizes a lot of gatherings with other Chevening scholars from different countries. So we had a chance to meet and share what we think and what best. And as Chevening always inspires, something very interesting is about how become an influencer for your own society. And while having a time of meeting different people, you get to know each other, and also try to understand from different perspectives. That helped me a lot when I came back, and it helped my career when I came straight away work for the Ministry of Education, and then I shift a little bit my focus to community development and also capacity development, where I think is very crucial for a young country like Timor-Leste, which I'm passionate all, and I think I'm still working on it and try to focus more on what things to be achieved in the future. So I think that's pretty much what I would like to say for this time being. Thank you, Raras.
Thank you, Billy. Thank you very much to you. And last but not least, Pinto. It must be still, you still have that UK feeling around you because you just come back. Pinto, can I ask, what was your decision? What was the reason why you decided to study in the UK and with Chevening?
Thank you, Raras. I hope everyone can hear me clear. All right. First of all, I applied to the university in the UK, or my decision to study in the UK was basically because of the 1-year course. When I started my job, I felt like I was too busy, and I feel like I need a gap. And also, I need to experience different things, like different education experience from one country to the other, and also, how British government, or like through getting the education or experience from the UK can actually support my current or my previous position or my previous career. And like the first one was when I did a bit of research. Most of the UK university, they offer 1 year, and also it's in line with the Chevening scholarship. So Chevening scholarship, they offer 1 year master course, which is fully funded. And apart from financial support, there are other aspects that Chevening could offer. That is, like for all the scholarship, like they gather all scholars, more than 1,500 scholars from around the world, and then it's a platform where you can network and you can make a long-lasting friendship. That's what one of the motivation that's I get from Chevening. And The other thing that I found out, like, during my research, that Chevening also supports, your education, not only financially, but they also hold events where you can meet people, or like professionals, influential people from to participate in different events held in outside of London or inside in London. Uh, the other thing that I would also to add here is that, uh, you know, we're studying in a university. The decision that I chose Sterling University, as what explained by Monjo, Mombili, and Manadidina, that we look at courses. I did research on courses from one university to the other university, which is relevant to my career prospect, as well as my academic background and my previous job. That's why I decided to choose an University of Stirling. They offered something that's really different, and which I believe could help me to boost my career prospect in international accounting and finance. One of the most important, or that's contribute to my role is amplifying trading, like trading bootcamp, which is related to the investment portfolio investment. I think that's all I would say for now. Thank you, Raras.
Thank you again, Pinto. I think it's a perfect segue for the next questions that I would give to the alumni. I think we also see some of the questions on the Q&A featured and also on the chat room asking about the English uh, language requirement. I think this is something that many of us struggle the most when applying. So my next question to the alumni is, do you have any memorable experience and also the struggling when you apply to Chevening and also during your study in the UK? This is actually two questions in one. So one, any struggling, any experience or tips and tricks that you can share with other people who would thinking about joining or apply to this Chevening Awards? And the second one, do you have any memorable experience during your study in the UK? Maybe I could start with Pinto again. Go
Sure.
ahead.
Sure. First of all, this experience is actually, one of the motivation that I would say, like during the application process. So, I mean, I was being in, I was put in reserve for like 2 times, and then 2019 was my lucky year, and I got through. So, like when you fail, not fail, but when it wasn't your time, keep, applying, and there might be a time soon. But like during my education, my academic year in the UK, the things that I felt like I was struggling a bit was the coronavirus, like the pandemic, because you had to, and I had to undertake all the courses online, and it was difficult because you need to meet, like, what you experience. It was actually a whole new experience for me, because the online meeting was totally different from like face to face. You ask questions, but when I get used to it, I felt like, yeah, I tried to enjoy it, and it was actually you know it was fine for me. And one of the most memorable uh, moments or events that I still remember was during my entire course, I enjoyed, I participate involved in CME, like Chicago Mercantile Exchange, where, that's sort of, I applied for the university, to that university. So where I can trade. And then, it was like competition from all the university around the world, and you create, team, and then where you can participate in a real, global financial market, where how the investors, how they invest their money in that. It was really, stimulating, like in terms of how you work under pressure, but it was fun. So that's why when we decided to choose any university, make sure that something that they offer is fun, and because you're not there only study, but find something that's fun that you can enjoy. And the other things that I would share here, this experience is, none of the other Chevening has had it. We had a virtual farewell event. That was the most memorable moments that I could share here. Hello.
Hello. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the one of the first events that was held, like farewell event that was held online virtually, where you create your avatar and then you meet like more than 1,500 Chevenese online. It was a replacement for the farewell event that's supposed to be held in London. I think that's what I can share.
Thank you, Pinto. I remember correctly. I think maybe some of us, some of the attendees here, participants, also have some doubts about, currently the world situation is not well. It's very uncertain, and is it right to study abroad or even go abroad at this moment? But I think, as Pinto already mentioned here, he experienced it very fine. We from Chevening Secretariat and also from the British Embassy, we worked really hard to still connected with all of you guys, and I can't thank you enough, Pinto, for staying in contact with us so then we can help each other. I will go over to Didina now, asking about what was your struggle and memorable experience during your study in the UK. Over to you, Didina.
Thank you very much. Can everyone hear me, just to confirm? Okay, perfect. So if I would like to start with the struggle in the application process first. From my experience, the Chevening application process takes quite a while. So it takes around approximately almost a year, literally, from the application until you are leaving your country to go to the UK. My best advice is to be patient with the process. Sometimes I understand we will be anxious. Like, for instance, once you submit your application, you'll be anxious to know whether you will be shortlisted for the interview or not, and then goes on with the interview result. In this, with regard to the preparation, I would advise to the applicants, if you find difficulties, for instance, with the preparation of your essays for the Chevening application, like, I would say, please feel free to approach other people. So I believe that many people around you would be more than willing to help you, for instance, with proofreading your essays and things like that. This is some of my struggle in the application process, and I found that sometimes you just have to talk to people because they're actually willing to help you. With regard to the challenges, the struggles with studying in the UK, the study system is quite different from what I'm used to, at least with the law program that I'm doing. So in the beginning, the first 3 months is a lot of adaptation processes. Like, I had to figure out what's the best way for me to study and what are the best strategy that I should use to be able to successfully finish my degree. I learned how to be more disciplined with my time. I had to set up separate study time, separate study space, and separate times where you can enjoy your time in the UK. Because it's very crucial, because you are especially for me, I was in London. There are a lot of things you can do in London. So you have to be, if I can say, disciplined and strict with yourself. You have to know when are the time you should enjoy, like, to do other things, but also when the time you should focus on your study. Because studying in the UK, I'm not trying to discourage. It's not like you are going for a holiday. You are there for study. So make sure that you are try to figure that well as well. That was some of my struggle, but actually, in my opinion, my struggle was actually some of the memorable experience for me. The course itself is because I'm very passionate about what I'm doing. So the fact that I had the opportunity to study in the university that I went to and be able to learn from, like, some of the best lecturer in a specific area was something that I really value until now, because what I learned from my time in the UK is later on very useful for me in my work life. And maybe on the fun side, something that also memorable for me, I really love to go to theater or like musicals. So that's something that I really I use my spare time to go. I went to a few musicals in London, like the Hamilton, the Dream Girls, and what was the last one? It was Aladdin. So there are a lot of entertainment that you can that you can go to if you feel stressful or you feel you're tired with your study, but also you have to like to make sure that you separate your time carefully when you should study and when you should having fun. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I think it's also good to highlight that going to study in the UK with Chevening, it doesn't really mean you have to really just go study and nothing else. But as Didina mentioned and also Pinto mentioned, and perhaps other alumni will also experience the same, is that you are able to still travel. You are able to, enjoy the culture, the music, the historical, and everything. Because this Chevening scholarship is actually fully funded, and the stipend or the monthly stipend is already calculated enough to make sure the scholars can enjoy it, can enjoy the study and can just focus on their study without having to thinking about, oh, I should do internship or part-time jobs to make up the expenses. And I will go over now to Joe. Joe, could you tell us a bit of your struggle during the application and also studying in the UK, and what was the most memorable experience?
I think I'll jump in the ones mentioned by Didina are pretty much uh, faced by everyone. So I think Didina has explained it so beautifully, I would say. And so I'll rather try to add more on post application, meaning to say that during the study period in London. Um, First of all, I should say that studying in London uh, was was difficult. Difficult in the sense that um, Timor as a country, you only have 1.3 something million of population, where London has over 8 million of population. So for me to live and stay there and study there was like, the feeling was like I live in a country within a country, uh, if that's the right term to say it. Everything was fast and furious, I would say. It wasn't easy. um, I was while I was trying to settle down with the life of the city itself, the transportation system in the city. I was at the same time already bombarded with the reading list from the faculty, from the schools. So, like what Didina mentioned earlier, discipline is one of the key ingredients for you to succeed in your scholarship period, in your studies in the UK, because of course you are there to study, but also at the same time to have some social lives. I mean, um, in terms of education or uh, learning experience in the UK, I I did not find it was very new to me, but I could say that it was challenging in a way. Although after having studied in the UK before, I studied in Scotland in Aberdeen. I found that my experience at the LSE was a bit of torturing in a way, I would say. Torturing in a positive way, because the reading list was meant to be never ending. You could never finish your reading before classes. You are called on before the classes by your professors, and you would always be assigned to either on the other side of the IL. What I mean is that sometimes you are asked to be a proponent of a case, or be a proponent of a book, or then be assigned to be a discussant of the issue or a subject before the class. those are the experiences. Those were the experiences that I didn't really undergo when I was in Scotland. So that was really a challenging experience for me. But then, whenever you face the challenges, you always have to tell yourself that this is not only the first time. I mean, you're not the first person to face that kind of challenge, those kind of challenges. So when you face those kind of challenges, you should remind yourself that there were already some people before you. So when you got those challenges, you make your mind up, make your decisions, and take initiatives by talking to Chevening officials or people at the universities, career centers or counseling center at the university. They are there to help you. They are very happy to help you whenever you approach them. So um, I did have to find my time and talk to those individuals at the university just to get myself settled fully during those difficult days. But overall, the fun side, as what Didina said, it was, in my view, it was short and yet a life-changing experience. And the most memorable experience that I would like to share is um, um, when in my time at the LSE in 2016, uh, which is almost this time, around this time, was um, the period where the Nobel prizes were given out, were awarded, and at the time, one of the LSE alumni, former president of Colombia, Juan Manuel, was awarded a Nobel Prize, Peace Prize, and to celebrate that momentum, Timor-Leste was also celebrating uh, um, uh, that momentum in recognition of the two Nobel laureates, Timorese two Nobel laureates, Dr. Jose Ramos Horta and Bishop Bello. So myself and few other Chevening scholars at the LSE, alongside over 160 Chevening scholars, we single-handedly organized a small gathering to celebrate that momentum by making a peace, pledging the peace for the world to be a much safer and better place for all of us. So my experience was really, I was somehow emotional, at the same time very privileged to be standing alongside those future leaders, prime ministers, um, president of the republic, or judges, and so on and so forth. So it was indeed very memorable. I think that's very much what I could share. Thank you.
Thank you, Joe. Wow, that was really memorable experience. I agreed. I kind of touched by that because, I think from the alumni here already mentioned, but also I heard a lot from the Chevening alumni. It's a life-changing experience, and it's a once in a lifetime, and it's only a year, because it's master degree in the UK. It's only a year anyway. And I think meeting the network in the UK and around the Chevening network is something that maybe only Chevening can offer to you. I want to get over to Billy. Hi, Billy. You still there? Hi, Billy. Billy, you mentioned a bit about how, upon returning from the UK, the studying in the UK and also Chevening actually help you with your career. Would you share to us how this experience really enhanced your career at that time?
Okay, thank you very much. I think, Raras, before, when I was at the University of Bristol, I also uh, got like an offer from the Ministry of Education to attend a training in Malaysia. So I had to leave UK for that training while I was at the university. So that's part of the continuous capacity development that I have I've done before. So, and then post my scholarship, I just had 2 weeks break with my family, and the minister asked me to immediately join the team at the Ministry of Education. So I was like, didn't have much time to break after the scholarship. And then I joined immediately with the team because there were a lot of work to be done at that moment. And then I enjoyed very much working with the team and sharing the knowledge and experience that I gained during the study in the UK at the university, because my research was merely on focusing on quality assurance for higher education in small states. So I brought that experience from my research and then share with the colleagues in the office. But then I just stayed that just for 1 year, and I moved to the Australian funded program, still working with the government counterparts, but I play a different role from donor side. So I enjoyed working with Timorese and working with government institution, where I also played a leadership role in the program, and that's because my study also shaped my future career and has contributed a lot, especially on because my study was on policy and leadership and development, and so those theories that I gained during my study contributed a lot to some of the decisions that I have to make on behalf of the organizations in the sense of supporting our government of Timor-Leste as a donor program. So it helped me a lot, and I just want to say one thing apart from what Joe, Didina, and Pinto have mentioned already. I also found a bit of struggle when I started, because I arrived on 30th of September and I had to start immediately the course on the 1st or 2nd of October. So it was cold at that moment, and Bristol was very cold. And then I had to cope with all of this weird, I could say, weather, because I also come from Islay, which is cold, but not that extremely cold, as what I experienced in Bristol. But and then also the education life in the UK, the academic is very demanding, and it's 1 year course, and you had to find ways, strategies, self-discipline, but you also have to set time for social event and gathering, and also something like that. So I always have a motto: never quit to be the best. So that motto always embedded in me, and every time I work, everything I have difficulties, or I struggle with my studies, and then I always keep in mind that motto, and consulting with other colleagues and other friends who I have built the networking with. So I think that's pretty much what I would like to say, and the networking that I experienced from the experience with the Chevening scholars also helped me at this stage in my current position, where I also network with other friends, not only in Timor but also other part of the world.
Thank you so much, Billy. I think we only have 15 more minutes left, but I would like to kind of ask the alumni some of the questions that already coming in from the audience, mostly about IELTS and also English. Maybe I could also highlight here that from this year, Chevening will not ask for IELTS anymore or English language requirement anymore, but it all depends on the university that you are going to choose in the UK, whether or not they ask for a certain English language requirement test. For example, maybe it's IELTS, maybe it's Cambridge, what is it, Cambridge test, or maybe it's TOEFL. It all depends on the university that you choose. So in order for you to know what the requirements are, you could go to you could use the feature on the Chevening website. It's www.chevening.org, and you can see the feature on the find a course. You can try to find maybe a subject that you like, because I think most of us, we don't know what are the courses available in the UK and what are the universities, because it's a lot. So you can try to use that feature on the website. You can type in, for example, maybe marine, if that's your industry, for business or entrepreneurs, you can try to search on that, and then it will show you all the list of courses and the university, and you can try to see the requirements on each of their website. Speaking about tips and tricks, the struggling, how to apply, what's the best way to write the essay for the Chevening applications, I would like to ask Didina here. Hi, Didina. Hi,
Hi,
Didina.
Doris.
Yeah, could you tell us a bit of your tips and tricks for maybe audience that are thinking to apply, and maybe like how to start, where to begin, and how to write a good essay? Could you give us your tips and tricks?
Thank you. It's a very difficult question. It's a lot of things to address. I'll try my best. So with regards to the first step, I would advise to do your research properly, because like Rara have said, there are so many courses that that's available in the UK. So you should do your research carefully. For me, I started from what I want to do, and I'll go from there and see which university offers the courses that I want, and then I'll go to the university page to see whether they offer the program that I want and do they have the modules that I would like to study. And then I will look into the requirement of the university to see whether I fulfill the requirements for this for the university, and then I'll proceed to try to fulfill all those requirements. And something that I would like to touch upon with regards to the application process, one thing that I found a bit challenging is with regard to the reference letter. So my best advice for those that are applying for Chevening scholarship, make sure that you approach your referee as soon as possible, because understanding that they may be busy, they may have other commitments. So it's good for you to approach them first and letting them know that you are interested to apply for a scholarship and you would like to get the recommendation, if possible, for the scholarship. So they also will have the time to prepare the reference for you, because if you come at the last minute to them, it may be difficult for them to provide you with the recommendation, because it's my understanding that at my time there were two options for the reference letter to be uploaded directly to the Chevening website, and you can also submit it on your own. So make sure that you allocate enough time for the reference letter to be submitted, because that's, if my understanding, one of the important element for the application. With regard to essay, in my opinion, like the strategy that I believe Ibu Rowena or maybe Raras explained earlier, like there's a very good approach to start writing your essay. And if I may also add, for me, what I found best in preparing the essay is that it's always good to have other people look into your essays, because sometimes as the writer, you may miss out something. And for me, what I did was, after I finished my essay, I talked to other people that I know understand my area of study and also knows me. So they will be able to give me a constructive feedback on my essay. So yeah, that will be all from me, Raras. If there's anything I haven't addressed, please let me know.
Thank you, Didina. Maybe I'm going to Pinto here. Hi, Pinto. Hello, Pinto.
Hello,
Are you
sorry.
still there? Okay,
I
I
was
think you're
on
still
mute.
on mute. Yes.
Yeah.
Do you have any tips for people who are thinking to apply? Because your
Yes.
time is very recent. Maybe it's quite different with Didina as well. Over
Yes,
to
I
you.
think my experience, because I've been in reserve for 2 times, I think it would help. It would help the new applicants. First of all, like what I did with my application was, did the research first. The research, what you want to do, as well as, what you want to study, and then trying to research, and then afterwards you link that back to your, current experience, and after that, when you find it out, you find, and find the universities that offer the course or module that you would like to be specializing in. And once you have all the information there, you started to write your essay. So make sure that your essay that you write, it's, really, motivating. It's it's really reflecting, what you want to do and be original. That's one of the key. And uh, the other things like the essay that you need to write, make sure that you prepared well in advance, because you know so that you have enough time to ask for people in your area. Like for me, it was in either in economy or in finance or public finance and accountancy. So I asked those people that are experts, or those people who have experience in the area of accounting and finance, and they review and proofreading my essays. So like I didn't give only one, but I actually sent to 3 or 4 different people to give their feedback. And the other tips that I would give is like choose carefully, your university and courses, because when I would relate that to those questions that raised in the Q&A that they ask about, English requirements, and also some other requirements that the university asks for. You make sure that you read that. So you have, if you are applying to that university, and make sure that you fulfill all the information, because one of the things that I had with the English was that if you are graduated from English speaking countries, or when you're graduated from Australia, or for example in Australia or in the US, you are actually exempted from English requirements. And I think that's all I can share.
Yeah,
Thank
thank
you,
you,
Rara.
Pinto. Thank you for highlighting the last bit. Because today, I mean, this year, Chevening is getting more flexible for the applicants to apply Chevening. I mean, really, it's actually no. I mean, it's free. It's free. If you want to apply, you can apply now. You can go after this webinar. You can try to go to the website and register, make an account, and you can save it, and then you can come back later to fill in more information that you needed. And especially on that bit that Pinto just mentioned about the English requirement, I think we know most of the Timorese, sometimes they are already have undergraduate degree from Australia or from Singapore or from Malaysia or from United States. This year you have that exemption, you have that kind of like a head start, like a one, yeah, like a 1 foot start, to apply for the university in the UK. Um, Thank you, Pinto, again for addressing that. I would like to ask Joe. Hi, Joe. Last question. What would your advice be for all Timorese who are still thinking whether they should or not apply for this scholarship program? Could you share your last message, Joe? Over to you.
Um, that's an interesting question, and yet I would say a tricky question as well. And the advice that I'm going to give is not necessarily an exhaustive one. Of course, you can go and get so many advice out there. What I can say is that um, Chevening is UK flagship scholarship. It's the most prestigious UK government funded scholarship, um, which connects over 50,000 alumni all around the world, where you have 1 year experience to study UK's academic excellence, then eventually become part of the Chevening Global Network, which I think anyone, especially any future leader, wants, who is aspiring to become a future leader. I would say should be considering that as an opportunity. And the second one is that master course in the UK is normally shorter than and many other um, English-speaking countries, as already explained by my other fellows. That you normally have a 1 year master course, and the duration, it's not is well, technically it's not really 1 year, because the remaining three months is often meant to write for a dissertation or or a capstone project, whichever the type of the pathway that you choose. And so with that 3 months, you are normally allowed to either um, enjoy yourself in somewhere in Mallorca or in Italy. Then you write your dissertation. So there is a great flexibility in it. Or you can even come back at home and do your research, so long as you are comfortable, the internet is well connected, you have the ability to get access to the university resources and libraries, etc. That would also be possible for you to do and submit your dissertation from home. So basically, you only have 9 months if that would get would give you an edge to give a shot. Um, the last one is, I would say, UK is rich in so many ways, rich in terms of culture, in terms of history, in terms of sports and games. So I think by choosing Chevening scholarship, you actually make a very distinctive decision uh, for once in a lifetime, I would say. If this is actually your first time to study in the UK, so do not hesitate and go and have a try. And if you've tried before and your application has not been successful, as already explained, and Lorenzo is actually a living example. He's a legend. I kept on encouraging him to keep on trying, and there we go. He got this scholarship, and he went on and he proved, and he's now coming back. And the country is ready to take him on board to make the contribution and have more impact. So I guess that will be the three advices. Of course, there are so many advices that the list could go on, but those are the most practical advices I would give. Thank you, Raras.
Thank you, Joe. That's really helpful, especially on never give up. I think that's the big message here. I heard a lot from the alumni. They tried chevening not just once, but also they failed even three to four to even there was even one or two alumni who tried applying chevening for seventh time, and then on the seventh they finally get the award. That's really encouraging. Thank you again, Joe. Billy, Mr. Billy, can I go to you to ask for your advice for the fellow Timorese who would like to apply for chevening? Over to you.
Okay, I think Joe has addressed three important points of being in the UK, and also why achieving scholarship is important. I would say UK is in the center of Europe. So if you're dreaming to go to Europe, and that's an opportunity where you could travel around, if that's also part of your vacation while you were studying. Second, if you want to be a inspiring leader for this country, go for it. It's your time. If you want to be an agent of change for our society, go for it. And that's an opportunity where you could learn and come back and contribute with all you have gained during your studies in the UK. So there are a lot of things that will be shared when you return home. And as a Timorese and as a Chevening alumni, I would encourage Timorese who would like to pursue their further studies. Chevening scholarship is a prestigious one, and it's a good opportunity for Timorese to expose to the world and to connect to the other people, other Chevening scholars around the world. So it's a time for networking as well. So once again, go for it. Never give up. Do your best.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you,
you
Ras.
so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Billy. I think we coming to the end of the session today, but I would like to kind of highlight and summarize a bit of what we been talking about this evening, well, still afternoon. So everyone, thank you again for joining the session. Thank you for the Chevening alumni from Timorese, Joe, Billy, Didina, and Pinto. We are very grateful to have you as our alumni. And just want to highlight a bit that the Chevening application is now open until and to welcome you to our big Chevening family across the world. I think that will be the end of the session today. Again, thank you for coming in. Thank you for joining in. For people who's on YouTube, on Zoom, and maybe later on looking at this session through Facebook. Thank you and good luck for your application. Feel free to
Laras,
share this information to all other participants around the world.
uh,
Thank you again. See you.
Laras, can I ask you to take a
Yeah.
picture?
Yes. Okay. Okay. I think we can start taking pictures here. So all
Including the
the
yeah, participant maybe would like to join as well.
okay. Let me how to do this. Okay. I
Yeah,
don't think we
there's
can take.
Pinto checking his hair.
I think let me try. I don't know if the attendees can joining as well, but when
Okay,
maybe we
yeah,
can just take pictures with all the
yes, with
panelists.
all the panels. Okay, it's
Yes.
fine.
Joe and Didina, if you can turn on your video. Yes. Oh, last one. I think we have Tracy here.
Oh,
I
okay.
think
Tracy,
many. Yes.
Tracy, yeah.
Tracy
I
Morgan
don't
with
know if
us.
Yeah,
yes,
Tracy
Tracy
Morgan.
is here.
Fantastic.
Let
Hi,
me
Tracy.
I'm putting Tracy to be our panelist. Okay, hopefully she's on here. But yeah, we can start taking pictures. I think Didina, are you still there? I think Didina. Well, yeah. Hi, Didina. Okay, we can take pictures now. Mbak
Yeah.
Stella, go ahead. Okay, we done?
Okay.
Yes. Thank you. Oh, Didina is coming in. Okay.
Yeah.
One,
Once more.
2, 3. Yeah, wow, we have Tracy here.
Yeah.
Hi, Tracy.
Hi, Tracy.
I think many of the participants, many Timorese will know Tracy.
Tracy.
Is Tracy here? Hello, Tracy. How are
Tracy.
you?
Hi, Tracy.
Can't see
Yes,
Tracy.
to
Well,
unmute.
thank you. Sorry, my connection isn't very strong, so I turned the
Oh,
video off.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
not
it's
just that my
Hi,
okay.
Tracy.
Okay, okay, it's fine. Hi, Tracy. Thank you for joining us again.
it was
I
really
think we
nice.
can
So
take.
lovely to see everybody.
Thanks
Yeah.
for
Yes.
joining, Tracy. Great to see you.
Yeah, great to see you.
Okay. Thank you again, everyone,
Okay,
for
thank
joining
Thanks to
in.
all
you.
our guests for
Thank
Thank
you.
you,
giving
Billy,
their
Thank you.
Didina,
We
Joe, and
appreciate it.
Lorenzo.
Oh,
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
Dina,
Thank you,
Joe,
everyone.
Thank you for having
Lorenzo, thank
me.
you so
Thank you
much.
for having me.
Yeah, so
Our pleasure.
encourage applicant more for Timorese.
yeah.
We look
Okay.
forward.
Sure, sure.
Looking
And also
forward
Thanks a
to.
lot,
Tracy.
guys. Good luck.
Bye
Thank
bye.
Thank
you.
you.
Bye
Bye
bye.
bye.
Bye
Bye bye.
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 Bye bye.